Hello everybody out there, this is Arian Foster. I'm sitting with the legendary Bill Nye.
You watched the show in school?
Absolutely. It was mandatory. It was like, The Great Gatsby, Huckleberry Finn, Bill Nye.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm in that league. Thank you.
Absolutely, in my eyes, man.
I love you, man.
And my eyes are the only ones that matter to me, so.
Whoa. That's like philosophically huge.
It's a joke. So, man, big stuff coming up for you, man. You got a Netflix show coming out.
Huge.
Congratulations.
Huge.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Bill Nye Saves the World. 13 shows. Now, when this is over, you say, see you next time. Something like that. Right?
We'll end it however you want to end it.
Well, on Netflix, it's not see you next time. It's watch another one right now. Turn it up loud. It's a different thing, but it's cool. I mean, I'm very pleased. So, we did shows. You would expect a few of these shows.
All right.
You would expect a show from me on climate change.
I didn't see that one coming.
Okay. Then you'd expect a show. You might expect a show from me on artificial intelligence, computers.
Absolutely.
Right? You might. But would you expect a show from me about video games?
No, I wouldn't.
So it's very interesting. We had this panel of experts. We got a woman who runs a video game addiction clinic. If you think you're addicted to video, or your grandson's addicted to video games, send him or her to this clinic. Then sitting next to her is this researcher, says, I'm a scientist, I've studied this, there's no such thing as video game addiction. And then we have this gal that watches video games, and she makes money when people watch her watching video games.
Yeah, that's big on YouTube.
Well, it's just kooky.
So without giving it away, where do you stand on that side? Can you or can you not be addicted to video games?
I don't know. Well, I'll tell you this. I played a lot of chess for a while.
Right.
And my older sister said, Bill, there's a whole world out there. You shouldn't be sitting here playing chess all day. And so I think it's the same. I mean, people play games. They've played games for thousands and thousands of years. Whether or not you do it too much is up to you.
So you go into what addiction is and how do we break down the definition of addiction?
Well, we went mostly into why people play games.
Right.
And it's not clear.
Huh.
But everybody does it in cultures all over the world. Everybody plays games.
Absolutely.
It's kooky. You made a living playing games.
I did make a living playing a weird game. Yeah, so it's the object of it was to see who can get a ball into a rectangle the most.
That's right.
It's pretty awkward, man.
But and I've seen it, they hand you the ball.
Sometimes.
And there's a lot of guys discouraging you.
Yeah, it's they're not nice.
No, they seem in many ways angry.
They do, and actually trained to be angry. Yeah.
So you're going to go get a degree in physics, right?
That's the plan, yes.
Now, when you watch the game, do you think about physics?
No. I think now more so than I didn't at all when I was playing. But like now you start to see just things in everyday life that just apply to the science of
everything.
physics.
So here's what I can't get over as a guy of a certain age.
Tell me.
Football players to me have always been tough. Like you guys can take hits, punishment, bang, bang, bang.
That's true.
But modern players are so fast. You guys are all so fast.
Thank you.
But also the guys who are trying to discourage you. Can we say discourage?
Yeah.
On television, they're trying to kill you.
Yeah, we can say that too.
Yeah, and
Discourage is probably worse.
Everybody's going so fast. So when you take physics, I'm excited that you will discover this following thing about energy. If you make yourself heavier, you will have proportionate more energy. If you add 10% in weight, mass, you will have 10% more energy at the same speed.
Gotcha.
But if you increase your speed 10%, it goes as the square of your speed. So what's 10%? 1.1. What's 11 squared?
22?
121. No, that's 2 times 11. So that's 21% more energy instead of 10% more energy. So if you increase you guys, all modern players, were you born fast? That was the deal?
There's a debate on that actually, Bill. Some say that we were given these gifts by invisible men, and some say that we inherited genetically from other things. We don't know yet.
But you're fast. You were a major league player.
Yeah, I was.
NFL player, crying out loud.
Yeah, relatively.
Relatively NFL, relatively fast.
Yeah, because like NFL speed, I was all right. I could hold my own. But like if you go to like Olympic track speed,
I know that's a whole
I
nother.
could not hold my own, and so relatively I was fast. Yeah.
Because then when you hit somebody,
Right.
you have that much more energy. It's got to be dissipated in you.
That was the Einstein, right?
Well, it's Newton. Isaac, you're going to go crazy for Isaac Newton.
I'm new to this, not true to this, Bill. So like, tell me how because I'll tell you how I first got into falling in love with science. So I fell in love with science when I started learning about Einstein's relativity.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what pulled me in.
When was that?
It was really recently, so like three,
cool.
4 years ago. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And so I started doing as much research as I could, picking up books that I could understand. And that's the thing about science is you can only learn so much until you actually have to be educated formally with it.
Or do some math. You
Yeah, math.
But here's the thing about relativity. It's like the guy had a back of an envelope, and he just started doing, really, not that complicated algebra,
Patent office clerk.
Yeah, but he was just doing, and he just asked this one question, which I guess nobody had authentically asked before. He said, what if the speed of time, if I can make that up, if there's such a phrase,
Right.
What if the speed of time is not constant?
Yeah.
That it's the only thing constant is the speed of energy, speed of light.
Right.
And he just, let's see what would happen if I did that. And then this whole, what? Like the whole world just
Changed
becomes
it,
this,
yeah.
But it's not super high level calculus with all these, partial differentials or anything. Just at first, it's just, what if I just said time doesn't go at a constant rate? Everything just gets weird.
Man.
And so understand that when you use your mobile phone to get your position on the earth,
Right.
it relies on relativity, both general relativity, where the speed of time is affected by the gravity of the earth, and special relativity, where the speed of time on the spacecraft is affected by how fast it's going. It's just weird.
It's mind-blowing stuff.
It's real. It's just weird, and yet we all rely on it all day. And I just think all the time. My grandfather, your grandfather, had no idea, or maybe your grandfather, your great-grandfather, had no idea about relativity in this amazing part of the universe that we discovered in the last century. It's just wild.
That's
wild.
So that was my experience with science. What was yours as far as like what made you fall in love? Like what made you pursue it passionately?
You might think it was relativity, but it was really bumblebees.
I'm interested, man. You gotta let me know. I used to run from those. They did not
Good
intrigue me.
idea.
They didn't
Good
intrigue me at
idea.
all.
So I didn't. So I sat there watching them on azalea bushes. You know what I mean? Pink flowers, white flowers.
I've seen.
Bees are going crazy. They come in, they load up their pollen baskets on their legs, and they fly away. And you're a little kid, you got excellent eyesight. You say, wow, look at this. And then I got to the point where I thought I was watching the same bee, like coming and going from someplace,
Right.
which may or may not be true. But then we were playing cards on the front porch. My older brother and his friends were playing cards, and I got stung on my leg, wearing shorts, super hot summer day, Washington, D.C. And I went, this sucks.
Yeah, I'm curious how you're gonna tie this together.
So then my mom put ammonia on it, and it felt better.
Right.
Because the chemical in ammonia neutralizes the acid in the bee sting a little bit, or a lot. And on the side of the bottle is a skull and crossbones. Like, you're trying to kill me, mother.
Poison.
Yeah. And then, but it felt better. Then my brother had a chemistry set back when they were cool and dangerous. And he could make ammonia in your hand with these two powders. And I went, like, what? This is like magic. And then I realized, what is all this?
Right.
And so I tell this story often because I really don't, I'm not sure if I was even 3 years old when it happened. And I've been in love with science ever since then.
It's amazing to me that you could retain all this information, man.
You will too.
I mean, that's the goal, Bill. But
wait till you take physics.
Yeah.
Your world is going to open. It's like magic.
that's the plan. But
oh man, it's the coolest thing. So physics is nominally the study of motion or the study of energy.
Right.
So the old saying is all science is physics. The rest, stamp collecting. The rest is just collecting little facts.
But see, because I grew up, I was kind of I took a lot of flack in my career because I came out to be openly atheist, right? And
I love you, man. I love you in a humanist way.
So
how did you become an atheist?
It was a long journey, man. It wasn't any traumatic event. It wasn't anything like that.
Because your ancestor, you probably grew up in a church, like serious business church.
No, see, well, yes and no. I grew up, and my father was Muslim, so he was in FOI, it's the Fruit of Islam. So, so to take you along the journey, I didn't agree with a lot was going on in my household.
What was going on?
I grew up in a domestically violent household.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
No, I mean, made me who I am, man.
This is where your mother was not shown respect?
Yeah. And us, my entire siblings, and I've learned to forgive people, get in dark places, man, and you move on. But
wow, you should have your own podcast.
Bill, you on it, man.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Nah, so throughout that journey, man, I said the contradictions of what I was being taught and what was being done. I kind of stepped out of that, and so that journey of trying to find my own truth took me through Christianity. It took me through Catholicism. It took me through Buddhism, and it came to a point where I just got tired of talking to myself and trying to find answers that it didn't seem like were there, right? And so I'm not like a picketing atheist to where like I'm like,
yeah, you're angry.
Yeah, no. I
know what you mean.
I just don't see the probability in it, and I'm all for it if some evidence shows up. Let's do it. Yeah, because it's comforting thinking that in afterlife we get to ride on winged horses. That'd be amazing. Yeah, but it just doesn't make a lot of sense.
And we're all young again.
And
we do crossroad puzzles effortlessly.
That'd be amazing. Although I think it would get boring after a while. You know what I mean?
Well, we'll cross that bridge.
Yeah. Especially the crossword puzzles. But
so
through all of that,
God, this is listen to me. My word, this is the coolest thing. I didn't get this deal.
This memo, you can get the memo.
I had the same journey, or I didn't have your journey, but I had a journey where you just draw this conclusion. Like, have you heard Occam's razor?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So that could be, or maybe, humans made the whole thing up.
Yeah.
Wow, I think I'll go with that humans made the whole thing up thing.
It makes, I always tell people, I mean, it's a common term through people who are non-believers. It says, like, I'm an atheist, just like you're an atheist. I just go one God further, like.
That's right.
and you just see the wedge that it puts in society.
As I often say, if you like to worry about things.
I don't.
Well, if you've met people.
Yeah, I'll pass this on to them.
You're living at a great time.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
We got 7.4 billion people, going to go on 9 or 10 billion people, and they're all going to want something to eat. And we got climate change. So you could run in circles screaming, this sucks, everything sucks. Or you could say, this is huge opportunities. We got huge opportunities. And the answers to feeding everybody in the world, to providing clean water, renewable electricity to everybody in the world, it's going to be science. You are going to love physics. You're going to go crazy.
No, that's the plan, man. That's the plan. Yeah. So. Or
chemistry, or genetics, or whatever it is. You're going to go crazy.
For sure. I can't wait to dive in, man. I just have to enjoy. I just retired like 4 or 5 months ago, so I'm kind of just on my world tour, just enjoying things and
God, it's great.
Let my body recover.